Uh, we call that the digital forest operation, turning data into operational intelligence. And the funny thing about AI's intelligence, since a while, we hear about AI a lot, so intelligence artificial, but it's tricky because what is really intelligence right now? Because everything is complex, is solved now by intelligence artificial. So what is became really intelligence right now? And I think behind the intelligence operational, the big thing we will talk a bit is the human. The human is really the guys has the because with technology, if you don't have any agreement with human, you will not be able to apply anything. So this is Lloydie and myself. Before we start, I hear a lot of funny stuff yesterday, and I hear be kind with the planet, use wood, which is pretty good. If I ask you one question before we start, so do you know why human manage forests? What will be your answer if we asking you this question right now? So I look at you here, your eyes, and says, "Oh, not today," but keep that in your mind, and we'll come back on this later on. For those of you who don't know, Chantiers Chibougamau, which is hard to say, is a family company based in northern Quebec. So the head office of Chantiers Chibougamau is located in Chibougamau, of course. And we have 5 sawmills, and we have the largest engineering wood. Engineering wood, for those of you who don't know that much about that, is the CLT, glulam, I-joists, and we're doing modular construction, and we're doing to the massive. So we're really deeply involved in the massive construction. And before 2025, we have a big business in US for sure. That's being said, since 2025, January 2026 right now, we don't have that much business in US, but we have business, of course, in Canada. And all the brand, we have a pulp mill too located in La Belle-Esquivillon, which we're doing craft pulp. All the brand, the product we made is called under Nordic. So it's better for when you talk in English people to say, yeah, we're from Nordic, not Chibougamau. So it's easier to say. So when you're looking at the map, so this is the land. So you see Mont Tremblant, where you're supposed to go tomorrow, some of you. We have an office nearby here called Nordic Structure, where is the place we create all the project in the wood, massive wood. So it's an engineering wood we have here, 2 blocks from here. And we have a forest operation up the north. You see Chantiers Chibougamau, where the head office is. So we have a sawmills there, a studwood sawmills. We have engineering wood for high joists, like I said, CLT, glulam. We have the pulp mill, Nordic Craft, where we produce 300,000 tons of dry pulp, craft pulp, and energy, of course. And we have 2, like I said, the engineering product, and the new trend, as you see, is the modular construction, where we have a factory right now to do modular construction that help a lot to building home and house in a short time. And of course, we're certified. We're the largest certified FSC in Northern America, with 2 certificates in Lassar, 3 in the BTB-Témiscamingue, 2 in Matagami, and we have 3 in Chibougamau, 3 FMA. So we have 10 FMA. So all this wood is used for what? For creating project, the massive project. This is a map of the project we have overall since 2010. So we have more than 3,500 projects all across North America right now. We're using massive wood, because we really think the worst bad idea is to use wood to put the building for humans. So this is a snapshot about the project we have at glance, just to see some. If you want to see, you can go to nordic.ca. You will see all the product we have and all the product and the project we have made with this fabulous fiber from up to the north. Chantiers Chibougamau is always oriented with technology. We developed the CLT back here more than 15 years ago. The glulam, the I-joist. We've been always looking for the new technology to secure the business. And technology itself is not only with the product, but with the process itself. That's exactly, we invest a lot in technology. And today, we share a certain use case we have with UpTracker. We've been a while, we're working with those onboard computer at Chantier. But we have a vision right now based on what we discussed. And it's funny to hear a lot of people talking about digital twin we see yesterday, because we really there. We want to go there. And our vision is really to create, by the way, this is the AI generated images, because you just explain what you want to see, and that's exactly what he show you. But the vision is to, we have the collecting data with the drone, with the LiDAR camera. So we're going out in the bush before we're going to harvest the area. So we want to create with this LiDAR the digital twin. After all, we transfer all this digital twin through the machine. So we have before management, forest management, during forest management, and after forest management. So how we can go through all the data, be used and be really used for more managed in the proper way at the forestry. And at the end, we want to make sure all the data collect is used to reproduce and to be compliant with the government and all the information we need to provide. So be sure in the next coming, I believe I hear like yesterday a lot about things, how we can working together, all industrial partners, stakeholders, government, to share the big database all together to go to the digital twin and make sure we can use all the data to get the best value. And at the end, the entrepreneur will get probably a value about those data we're collecting here, and he will have maybe money for that, and the government will pay us because we're collecting data in a proper manner, in the right format, and we sell that to the government, and everybody will be happy because you will be able to share everything you do in the bush. So that's a kind of vision, and the first step to go there for sure is collecting data. And I would like to explain what is the Remsoft at Chantier with the data collecting.
So I'd like to apologize because probably it's getting late and my brain is not fresh as it's supposed to be to do a fluid presentation in English, but I'll do my best. So I'm sorry in advance. So we're relatively new to Remsoft at Chantier. It all begins with the FPDAT. There's a lot of similarities at Tolco that we have seen before, but we begin the telematics with the FPDAT. In 2020, LIM Geomatics have become the service provider for the FPDAT after FP Innovation. And in 2024, we began to be more involved in telematics. So we did a pilot project down in the Béarn sawmill. Actually, we have a small scale operation where we have 2 feather buncher. We keep one with UpTracker tab and the other one with Box Plus. And then here we are with Remsoft acquiring LIM Geomatics last year. So because there's already a lot of technical information that had been given to you about UpTracker, and there's a lot of similarities too with Tolco. I'll explain more how we make the deployment throughout our operation and what was the key for the success of that. So we're still kind of new. It's only since 2 years ago that we have brought it. You start using UpTracker, so I'll be more on that topic. Just the different division in Chantiers Chibougamau were at different stage, were developed on telematics side or GPS or tracking monitoring. So in Béarn, by example, with the use of the availability of the GPS, we were getting more and more on the tracking mode of those GPS, and operator brought them own GPS, the one they use for the hunt. So they brought in. So it was really time consuming to collect the data because there was different type of GPS, and for when the mapping capabilities of those GPS arrive, they wanted to have the block on the, so to prepare each GPS, so it's a classic case for probably a small scale operation where we didn't have no integrated system. So there was no standardization of the type of device that we are using and the format. So, and one of the more challenging part is that it was manual collection of the tracking. So we had to move on the forest to each week. The supervisor had to pass through each machine to collect the data. And if there 1 week that wasn't there or couldn't collect the data, sometimes it rewrite the old data, so we're losing data. So we had inconsistent data quality, coverage, and reliability. So when we started the project, we had 4 main objectives. The first one, eventually, it's the standardization of the machine tracking tools. But what we were challenged over the years is with the accrued quality of data that we provide, was coming from LiDAR data, imagery. We wanted to give this information to the operator on the field. Because we felt that with this information, we could increase the performance of the operator for the productivity or for the damage on the site also. So we wanted to find a way, and UpTracker allowed us to do that with the TPK and provide all this information right in the cab. We also, when we are operating under environmental certification or forest certification like FSC, there's a lot of pressure for us to prove our compliance toward what is autorisé, allowed to do. So to have to respect the plan. So it's hard to have a system that you can prove that. So we had a system with sign maps that every time the data, the maps where the planning was changing, we had to push that, and it was hard to control also what version of the map were in the GPS. So UpTracker allowed us to have a best control over the map version. And finally, we wanted to increase the automation of the data collection and the processing. So when we look at the different system, the main requirement that we have for that, we wanted a low-cost hardware system. I've tried in the past other system that with ArcPad and like that require a large amount of investment to have the hardware, and the technologies move so fast, so those hardware devices are getting used or getting irrelevant fast. So we wanted to have a low-cost hardware system. So that's where the UpTracker BYOD approach was interesting for us. One of the main objective or requirement, it was the user-friendly interface, because at the end, it's the operator that works all day with those devices. So if you have a too complex system, it won't be able to work with that, and it won't accept it. So that was one of the main requirements. We wanted to have a system that was compatible with our environment data, to prevent to have to extract data from our system, manipulate data to put it in a certain format that suit the device. So it was another time. And we wanted full offline capability, because we're harvesting mostly in a remote area. So this was imperative for us. So after the pilot that we have made in the winter of 2024, we find out that the UpTracker tab was the best suited for us. First of all, it was a lower investment because we didn't need the box, and also the box need more complex installation, because it have to be installed right in the main board, electrical board of the machine, and we don't own the machine, so it's contractor owned, and it's always tricky to plug monitoring device in those. Also, we have a few operator that doesn't necessarily operate for us all year, so they can be brought up in the winter, so for a few months. So this installation is more complex. So we were okay with the operator tab. So for the subsequent year in the 2024-2025, we deploy UpTracker to all machine in the Béarn division, about 8. And this year we have deployed it for all operation for the Abitibi-Témiscamingue division, for all 4 division, throughout all our operation. And just for information, we use the standardized Android tablets. So we select the Galaxy Tab Active Proactive series to use in the machine. So here's some example of the TPKs that we use in the tablet. So the like here the LiDAR with LiDAR data, where the slopes or the wet area are and the contour line are really well represented. So it's quite useful for the operator. And also 3 canopies 8 characteristic of the stand for the operator too. For now, it's quite new, but for now, the top benefit that we have is that we have regular cutover. Depending on the synchronization, it's daily or weekly tracking of our harvesting activities. We improve the prevention of trespassing the boundary of the block. So we are improving our compliance and control over the operation on the field. We're still ribbon all the contour, but eventually it opens the door to operate some ribbon-less operation, but we're not quite there. At the group level, we have a better knowledge of the progress of the harvest, so it's quite easy with all the automation of the processing of the data. And it's also improved the predictability for the machinery relocation, because we are knowing a better estimate where the block will end and where we'll need those flatbed to move the machinery to other block. And mostly, we reduce significantly the time spent to collect the data on the field and to process it back on the office. So we did a rough estimate, but for now, with the first year, we're about a ROI of 2.6. For us, there was key factor that we succeed to deploy the UpTracker in all operation this year. So the first one, I think it's key. About 95% of the problem that we had this year was linked to tablet configuration or Wi-Fi connection. So it was not linked directly to UpTracker. So at the start, what we decide, instead of each operator bringing their own tablet, we bought all tablet the same way, the same kind of tablet, and we provided those tablets to the operator. So this reduced the amount of troubleshooting for our team in the office, and help also for the supervisor, because our people on the field are not IT technician specialists, so it's quite hard. So we were happy to see that we did the good thing with that. For the first year, for the deployment over all division, our objective was quite minimal. We wanted to have a tracking system in every machine to collecting data. That was our main goal for this year. So what we achieved, we wanted to have the less interaction possible from the operator with the tablet, because to make them to take time to acclimatize to the new system, because the last thing we want to add is that the operator doesn't want to work with the tablet and want to swing it out of the cab. So that's why also we use moderate and targeted use of the alarm system, because we don't want a system where there are windows and beep and sound that they make the operator crazy. So we limit it to no-go zones and very specific place that we don't want the operator to go. So I think we did well with that too. So what we want is that the tablet and up tracker become a tool that the operator won't want to operate without it. And for those operators that it's their third year that using it, we already seen it because we have some movement of team throughout our division, and some place we didn't have the same TPK. So the first thing they said, "Hey, where's my TPK? Where's my?" So it's getting there. So I think it was getting smoothly. It was the right decision for us, and we succeeded in that. And what we have found also, we increased the satellite connectivity with Starlink during the year to help for the troubleshooting and at distance. So and it ensure also more regular data synchronization. So what's next for the next year and the future? We want to enhance the use of digital maps to standardize in all division what kind of data that we're providing to operators. So if they move from one division to the other division, they have about the same maps, backdrop image in their tablets. We want to integrate also the use of GeoNote. We didn't go there for the first year. We just want to operator to acclimatize with the tablet. So we want to include more the use of the GeoNote for this year. We'll also look more at the productivity monitoring with the tablets, which we didn't necessarily do the first year, and all the automation report, and want to eventually more machine-to-machine communication for a cut-to-length operation. Just to have statistics about the telematics at Chantier for the present year. We had over about 38 machines equipped with UpTracker this year. They collected over 5 million data points, which represent 20,000 hectares harvested over 100 blocks and 22,000 kilometers of tracking. In our Chibougamau division in northern Quebec, we have another system, so we're collecting data too. So in the end, like it was told yesterday and today, we want to collect data and bring that together to have better information over the group level to take better decision. So that's kind of the information that we want to group into dashboard. To have and being integrated with our RGFC system help a lot in that regard.
Just a few seconds, because this is the where you see here all the red dot here is all the forest operation where we have collecting data, and at one glance you can follow up on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, where you are in your plan. This is internally system, but we might go to Remsoft system in the next future. But for now, this is what we developed to make sure we can track and follow up, because data matters at the same place. When it's scattered everywhere, it's hard to manage. So the key takeaways, and when I think about technology, I think about my kids. Technology is not perfect. Like my kids, there's always something required. So there's always something to do, and it is always needed to take care of, and you need a champion. You know, internally, you need to have someone that will be taking care of that. And we need that large-scale operation. As you see, we need that kind of technology. It's a no doubt. We need to go there, and we're there right now. Actually, Remsoft helped a lot in this, and we want to go further in the next coming year. I was asking the question to Tolko about the forwarder, because we're looking to install the forwarder to have a big vision on all the equipment we have and to track this. The real-time operation is really something we're looking at on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, to be more agile. Thing is changing so fast in the market condition we have right now. So we need, like the alpac, I don't remember, the Monsieur Cloutier says, if I have invested all my money I will be put that on the inventory to make sure I can track and follow all the operation. And you know, the ROI we put here, it's only at 50% implementation of what we have here. So they have a lot of value. It's crazy how much value you can have there. When the supervisor get in and people is really managing that, there is a lot of value for that. And like I said, and this is the big thing we're working on, like I said, the vision we have is to bring all the data together to create what we call the digital twin, but to be able to share that later on. So that's mean prepare the data in the right format at the right place to be able to share in the platform. Someone can go there, take some data, because without data, we won't be able to use AI. Never, because the first time people asking you when you use AI, do you have any data? So they spend a week to prepare the data, and after all, they come back to you. So we need to prepare our pipeline to use that, and this is the first step. That's exactly what we are trying to do. So, and if I can come back with the question, do you know why we manage forests? I like this question because sometimes people is struggling. Sometimes, for sure, it's not to create job. It's not to develop community. Unfortunately, this is what we're not saying to people. No, it's not because we want to create job somewhere or we want to create support community with the, no. It's just because we need it. Because it's really the less bad idea to use wood for toilet paper, building. So that's the reason why we're doing here. And that's the reason why we have that kind of congress and everybody is at the same table to discuss about this. And what we're doing here with Remsoft and all, that will certainly help us to use those forests in a proper manner, because we need that in the next coming year. As you see, we don't have enough wood on this earth to feed all the demand we have. So thank you very much. If you have any question, we'll be there to answer that. So thank you.